Stop. Just for a moment. Don't scroll, don't skip. Just be here.
I want you to think of the last conversation you had where something felt off. You couldn't quite put your finger on it. The words were fine, but there was a disconnect, a strange pause, a glance away at a critical moment. You felt that quiet hum of uncertainty, didn't you? This feeling is exhausting. It's a low-grade anxiety that follows us through important conversations. With a partner, a boss, a friend. You're trying to connect, but a part of your mind is constantly scanning, trying to decode the truth. You ask yourself, are they being honest with me? Do they really mean what they say? This constant internal detective work drains your energy. It makes you second-guess yourself and chips away at trust. What if I told you that our brains have a subtle, almost invisible tell, a tiny physical reaction that can give you a clue about how a person is processing information? It's not magic, and it is absolutely not a perfect lie detector. Let's be very clear about that. It's a concept from psychology, specifically neuro-linguistic programming, that studies this brain-body connection. The core idea is this. When we access different parts of our brain, our eyes often move involuntarily in specific directions. When we remember something we've actually seen, our eyes tend to move up and to our left. This is called visual recall. You are accessing a real memory. But when we construct an image, something we haven't seen before or are making up, our eyes tend to move up and to our right. This is called visual construct. You are building something new in your mind. Remember, this is from their perspective. So for you, watching them, the directions are reversed. Eyes up and to your right means they are likely remembering a visual. Eyes up and to your left means they are likely constructing a visual. So how do we use this? Not as an accusation, but as a tool for curiosity. Here are the steps. Step 1, establish a baseline. This is the most crucial step, and the one most people skip. You can't know what a deviation looks like if you don't know what's normal for them. So, ask a few simple, neutral questions that require visual memory. Questions like one, what color was the front door of your childhood home?
Or what was the first car you owned?
Watch where their eyes go. For most right-handed people, they will look up and to their left, your right, to access that memory. Note that down in your mind. This is their truth pattern for visual recall. Step 2, ask the key question. Now, gently steer the conversation to the topic you're curious about. The question should also be a what did you see type of question. For example, if you're wondering if your partner really was at the library last night, don't ask, were you at the library? That's a yes or no question. Instead, ask something that requires a visual memory like, oh, was it busy? What did the person at the front desk look like? Step 3, observe, don't accuse. This is where you just watch, quietly. Now you watch their eyes. Do they go to the same place they did for the baseline questions? Up and to their left, your right? Or do their eyes shift to the other side? Up and to their right, your left? The construction zone. This deviation from their baseline is a signal. It's a flag. It simply means their brain is working differently than it did when recalling a simple, known fact. It could mean they are fabricating an image. It could also mean they are trying to visualize the memory more clearly, or that the memory is emotional. This is not a courtroom. You are not a prosecutor. The goal is not to shout, aha, I caught you. The goal is to notice a gap between their words and their neurology, and then to get curious about that gap. Which brings us to the most important advice I can give you. The true power of this observation is not in catching a lie. It's in learning to ask a better question. When you see their eyes move to the construction zone for something that should be a memory, don't think liar. Instead think, this is difficult for them. This is complex. There's more to this story. Your follow-up question is where the real connection happens. Instead of accusing, you can soften your approach. You could say, it sounds like you're trying to remember it clearly. Was a lot going on then? This invites them to share more, rather than forcing them to be defensive. You shift the dynamic from interrogation to collaboration. You're not trying to trap them, you're trying to understand them. This is what it means to listen on a deeper level. It's about listening to the whole person, not just their words. So, to recap, first, always establish a neutral baseline. Ask simple memory questions. Second, ask your key visual question gently. Third, observe the eye movement. Notice any deviations from the baseline. And finally, and most importantly, use any deviation as an invitation to ask a kinder, more curious question. This small shift in awareness can change the entire texture of your relationships. You stop being a detective in your own life and start being a more present, empathetic partner, friend, and human. You're no longer just hearing words. You're feeling the shape of their thoughts. Try it. Not to expose, but to connect. The truth you find might not be the one you were looking for, but a much deeper one.